سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this a blessed evening for all of us. Layla Jumu'ah, the night of seeking forgiveness. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us and forgive mu'mineen and mu'minat, especially those who passed away from our family members, our ancestors, and those who were amongst the victims of the aggression now these days, and those who were martyred recently. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless their souls and forgive them all, and forgive us inshallah on this blessed evening, Laylatul Jumu'ah, inshallah. It is the night to purify, to seek forgiveness and return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so one of the most important things that perhaps we should reflect on, which we've all often tried to focus on Thursday nights, is the spiritual journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the journey of self-purification, tazkiyatun nafs, and making sure that we are purifying in a state where when we meet our Lord on the Day of Judgment, we are amongst those who are pleased. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran describes two types of faces on the Day of Judgment. Some of them are bright, ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة. They're bright, they're looking and expecting the mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This nadhara is not that they're looking physically at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's impossible, but it's expecting the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the term nadhar or nazar in Farsi. It is used for not just to look at something, but to expect something. And that's why intidhar comes from the same root, which is to wait for something, expecting it, waiting for it, therefore. So this is one group of people. These are the ones obviously that did the purification, tazkiyah. On the other hand, there are some that are dusty. Dusty, is an expression in the Quranic terminology in the Arabic language, is a face that's dusty. It's basically tarhaquha qatara. They're so tired, not the physical tired of the physical world or the world of dunya, the journey of barzakh immediately after death. And that journey is so tiring for them, and the resurrection has been so tiring for them. Therefore, they are in that state of being dusty and tired and extremely distressed and ashamed. All sorts of negative thoughts and negative feelings, and therefore they are in that state of eternal regret, distress, and so on. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to purify us from that, so that we're never in that state. However, it is not just a prayer that we would pray and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it. It has to be our real focus and concern. When it is, and if that becomes our real focus and concern, God will help us on that journey. If we are concerned about tazkiyah, and we're asking God for forgiveness and for purification, He will give it to us, if that's our concern. But if it is just simply something that we say, frequent dhikr is important with remembrance, with reflection. Dhikr is actually called dhikr from remembering, okay? So it's not dhikr of the tongue, dhikr al-lisan. Frequent dhikr as in remembering God frequently. So istighfar frequently should be sincere. An example is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when you recite the Quran, you need to fasta'id billah. You need to seek refuge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from shaitan. Alaykum salam. This is, alaykum salam wa rahmatullah. This is, it's not something that we would say with our tongue without any reflection and without any intention. To say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim, and I'm reading Quran. Let's say I'm reading Quran on my phone, for example, and some message pops up and it has some sort of, some sort of sinful result, okay? And I get distracted and go there, for example. Or I say, A'udhu Billah, and I'm reading Quran, and somebody in my household says something I don't like, and I start screaming at them. Okay, I start abusing them verbally, for example. That is not, I am not seeking refuge to God from shaitan, I'm following shaitan. Okay, so it's not, and there's another ayah in the Quran that says, when you recite the Quran, we will make a hidden barrier between you and the non-believers. Okay, shaitan, shayateen al-jinn wal-ins, جعلنا بينك وبين الذين كفروا حجابا مستورا. It's a barrier, it's a protection, okay? I start the Quran and seek refuge, and I'm reciting the Quran, I'm expecting protection, as long as this is sincere. When I'm saying A'udhu Billah, I am really seeking refuge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not just a state, not just a lip service, but a state of the mind, a state of the heart, and therefore ready to act on it. So if shaitan comes to me, whether it be a shaitan as in the hidden one, or someone, shayateen al-jinn wal-ins, someone comes, or something satanic comes to me, I am in the direction of seeking refuge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I hold tight into the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and get my protection against shaitan. Not that I'm just saying it without any reflection and intention. So in Laylatul Jum'ah, if we are seeking forgiveness, and this is our real intention. Somebody asked me, how do I do it? How do I purify? How do I become better? It is simply your intention. Start with your intention. Make sure your intention is sincerely to become a better person. Is sincerely to become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sincerely to purify from any kind of vices that might be a part of your character or your habits. Any kind. That is sincerely my concern and focus. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. Whenever those who call me, I answer them. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ. If we are sincere in calling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is all my brief message tonight. Let us be sincere in asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tonight for forgiveness, for purification, and help us, Ya Allah, we ask you, help us find our errors, find our vices, and help us protect against them. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. Allahumma